What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you guys my updated branded deck profile post the ban list that happened like about a month ago now, almost. It's been a few weeks, but it took me a bit to get this video out because I've been focusing on the main channel a bit. Had a couple videos pre-recorded and I had to finish some other videos, so sorry for the wait. But getting into the main deck, we are on 3 Keeper, of course, along with the Instant Fusion. If you're not playing Keeper, then I don't know what you're doing playing branded, of course. Although, for those who don't play Keeper, I do respect it, but I feel like you have to play Keeper in Branded to be able to at least do all kinds of cool combos. Like, you could end on Dragoon, plus Mirror Jade, plus Albion, plus Interruptions. It's pretty broken. Or even Keeper allows you to play through hand traps, getting you access to the Millennium Eyes Restrict before you activate Brown Fusion so that you don't lose to Ash. Or you, of course, go through the Predaplant line to be able to search all those awesome cards. Gets you access to, of course, like I said as well, the Dragoon. But getting on to, of course, the other starters, we are on 2 copies of Brown Fusion because it got semi-limited on the last ban list, which is a good thing. Even though it was fine at 1, in my opinion, I really didn't mind it being at 1 or 2 because, like I said, in this version, you can search it through like 5 different cards, so it's pretty good. 3 copies of Opening and 3 copies of Aluber is standard for most builds. However, if you'd like to cut a Aluber for branded, the trap card that vanishes to add back Retribution, you can, because I did cut it for the 3rd Aluber, because I feel like Retribution is kind of not as important now that Brand Fusion's at 2. It was good that it was at 1 while it was at 1, but I feel like now that it's at 2, I feel like I no longer really rely on it, so. And then for the last starters, we're on the 1 Kit. You have to play Kit in this version because if you open Cobra, it's kind of a brick, so you want to put it back in the deck. So Kit is very important. We're on the 1 Gold Sarcophagus and the 1 Foolish Burial. Foolish is used to send Tragedy. Gold Sarc is used to banish McCourier. Basic, pretty much branded staples that you have to play. Moving on to the rest of the deck, we're on 3 copies of Fusion Deployment. Every branded list you see plays this card pretty much. Helps you get into all of your cards. The main card you're going to be summoning, of course, is your Cartesia, but you can also summon out Alabaz, of course, which I am playing 2 copies of. Now, you can run 3 or 1, depending on what version you want to play, or like what list you're playing. I see branded players play 3, but I like to play 2, because you don't want to open this card, because it does nothing going first. I don't know why people always play 3. I mean, I don't have anything against it, like I said with the other choices, but, I mean, you don't want to open it going first because it doesn't do anything. So you'd rather play less than that so that you don't brick on it. That too, sometimes you can open more than 1 and it can be annoying. 1 Quem as well. Guiding Quem, of course, the mandatory card for most branded decks at this point. You should know what it does by now. It's been out for at least a year, over a year now. 1 Tragedy, 1 Adlib, the 2 Despia cards that I play in the deck. You could cut Tragedy if you don't want to play it, but it's not a bad option with Foolish, of course. Adlib isn't mandatory because I am playing Lad in the extra deck, Light and Darkness Dragon. We'll get to that in a bit. 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon, 1 Tribrigade McCourier, 1 Branded Lost, 1 Branded in Red, and the card that is arguably cuttable is the Banishment. However, like I said, I'm playing Lad, so Banishment comes up a lot for that. For those who don't know, Lad is Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. Very good card. Omni Negate for 3, pretty good. Then moving on to the bricks. We have the 1 Bufo, the 1 Cobra, the key 2 cards for the branded Predaplant engine, and of course the Dark Magician for Dragoon. Of course, you can play whichever artwork you want for this. It doesn't really matter. I just like the OG art the best. In my opinion, it's just basic anime card. And then moving on to the non-engine of the deck, if you want to call it. We're on triple Lubellion, 1 Serenir, 1 Magnemite, and 1 Baldrake. Baldrake should be Jerusalem, but I don't have one at the moment. I am going to be hopefully picking up one soon. And then moving on to the last cards of the deck, we're on triple Super Poly and 1 Called By for a 42 card main deck. If you want, you can cut down on some stuff for hand chops. Like, you don't need 3 Lubellion. You can easily cut it to 1. And if you don't have Super Poly, you can replace it with whatever. But it's up to you what you want to play for your main deck. Of course, extra deck, pretty standard. 2 Albion, 1 Lubellion, 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Rinbrum, 1 Titaniclad, and 1 Dusk for the main branded fusion monsters. You can cut Rinbrum if you want, or Titaniclad, because I find myself summoning Quem off of opening more than this. Like, I don't usually send this. A lot of times off of Mirror Jade, I'll send Rinbrum, Sometimes if I need to, I'll send this, but a lot of times I make this off of the Albaz with the Quem or the Rinbrem effect. I'll make Titaniclad because it's like the best option. Or you can even make Albion go into a Dragoon or something, depending on what your situation is. Dusk Dragon comes up a lot, but it's only a 1 of in my opinion. Some people do play 2, but I only like the 1 because I don't find myself needing to foolish much off of it. The 1 Light and Darkness Dragon, for those who don't know what this does, it's triple Omni Negate by losing 1,000 life points, and it's a mandatory activation, so you can't just choose when to negate, you have to negate the activation of the first cards, or 3 so let's say you shotgun this, like summon it first right away. It's the first 3 effects that your opponent uses you have to use the negates for, so a lot of the times you save this. It depends on the matchup. You can just make it right away in the draw phase, but it just depends on the matchup. And then for the instant fusion targets, we're on 1 Ambulance and 1 Millenniumize Restrict. Of course, Millenniumize helps your player on hand traps and also some annoying cards as well. And Ambulance is, of course, your Predaplant line. It searches and then easily summons. It's literally Rhoda mixed with Emergency Teleport. Best card in the deck. Have to play it. 1 Garua for Super Poly. If you don't play Super Poly, you can cut this for like a Sprint or any other like branded card. Doesn't really matter. And then, of course, we're on the Dragoon for the branded line. You make this before activating Branded Fusion, and then your opponent just can't ash it. Or Nibiru, if you're scared of Nibiru, you can even negate that with this as well. 1 Stapelia, and of course the Chimera, the main Branded Fusion cards. Sometimes you can make this with Banishment instead of the Lad if you don't have access to it, and then Guardian Chimera is just a branded in red target if you do go for the branded in red line. But that is it for the deck. There is no side deck because I'm not playing this deck competitively anymore. It's just more of a for fun build. But if you guys enjoyed that, let me know in the comments if there's any more suggestions or anything. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.